Now let's talk about odds. So as you read on the Canvas page, there are there is a distinction between odds and probability. Now we tend to use these synonymously, but they actually mean something different. And so an odds is the ratio between the probability that an event happens versus the probability that the event does not happen. So that's what the odds are. Generally, generally speaking, odds are associated with money. So odds are used to refer to winning money. They are not the probability. Again, many times they're used synonymously, but they are actually not the same thing. So let's say we want to calculate the odds for rolling a 2 or 3 on a die. So we need to know, first of all, we need to know the probability of rolling the 2 or the 3. We said that that's 2 out of 6. And we also need to know the probability of not rolling a 2 or a 3. So that would mean rolling everything else. So that would be 4 out of 6. And so now we want the ratio between these. So the odds is going to be equal to 2 over 6 divided by 4 over 6. Well, if we recall from fractions, we have 6's on the bottom, so those divide out, and so the odds, and we always write these as a ratio, so that means that this is a 2 to 4 odds. And what this would translate to is if we were gambling and we wanted to gamble on the 2 or 3, if we paid $2, we win $4. So that's what these odds represent. So let's figure out, so let's see if we're trying to win the Powerball. So what is the probability of winning the Powerball? Well, you only need one ticket to win the Powerball. And in order to figure out what the number of possibilities are, so we know that the Powerball, the probability of winning the Powerball is, come on, there we go, one ticket is a winner, and then the number of Powerballs, so there are 5 white Powerballs out of 69 possible balls in there. That gives us a total of 112 million just from possibilities just to get the white ones correct. And then we have one red one, so these are the white ones, and this is the red one. And you only have to get one of those, but there's 26 possibilities, so there's a total of 26 times this number. So 1 out of 292 million possible combinations is what we call those. So 292,201,338 is the probability of winning the Powerball. So now we want to know, what is the probability of that? Well, we need to know the probability of winning, which is 1 out of this. versus the probability of not winning that. And if you notice what we're doing up here, we have 2 over 6 divided by 4 over 6, which we just have the numerator of the probability that it happens versus the numerator of the probability that it doesn't happen. So the probability of it happening is 1 out of this, so the numerator would be 1 out of the probability that it doesn't happen, so it would be 292,201,337. That is the odds of the Powerball. So now, does Google give us the odds or the probability, and is that value given when mislabeled? So in other words, if you are to Google and say, what is the probability? Or if you ask Google, what is the odds of winning the Powerball? What answer do you think it's going to give you? And is that answer correct? I'll let you go and explore that and find out whether or not Google is giving us the probability or if it's giving us the odds.